Hey Kirby, so the holidays are coming up, and with investing for a few years now, I've started to realize, and from looking at other people and listening to them and seeing what people are doing around these times, I've started to realize that holidays can be a blessing or they can be a curse. And what I mean by that is it depends if you are, I believe, a consumer during the holidays or if you are an investor. Whereas on the consumer end, I see a lot of stress come from people around these times, especially stress from people that have kids, or stress from even kids themselves that are, now graduated out of the home. They feel some kind of obligation to give back to their parents around these times. Parents feel an obligation to give their kids, countless gifts and spend a lot of money, go into debt. And it seems like a lot more stress on people than good on people. It seems like the holidays, as much as it's blown up to be a good time and happy season, I see a lot of people just stressed out financially. Whereas on the opposite end, as an investor, I see a lot of benefits come from it. Those same consumers that feel obligated to spend, we see those results come back in our stock portfolios. We see people distracted on holidays. And I can say, like, I've found, for instance, deals on holidays for, auctions on inventory and stuff like that, where people aren't paying attention. The bid is still low and it closes on a holiday. You can acquire those, products for cheap and flip them. You said the same about finding real estate deals during holidays. So, I mean, what are your thoughts on this topic?
Holidays is the holidays. I mean, as I've talked about on nauseam on here, how I don't celebrate it. I actually just left an appointment just before we got on the day, and the lady asked me, what's your plans for holidays? I was like, oh, I don't celebrate it. And of course, you get the confused look. Everybody's like, what, the holidays? And I'm like, I'm not a Grinch. I'm not somebody that's, saying, oh, don't do that. I just don't do it. And I explained the story why. And I've explained it on here at nauseum, so I'm not gonna bring it up again. Um, but what you do, how you do anything is how you do everything. The reason why they stress is because they've been indoctrinated at a young age that make this stuff important, make these holidays important. So it don't matter if you can afford it or not. You're still going to break your back and bend over backwards to buy gifts, to make trips, to you know make dinner arrangements and all this other stuff. Uh, if it's worth it to you, then it's worth it to you. Me, I could find my time is used better by making money, like you just said, because people are so stressed. Majority of America is so stressed about this time of year that it's opportunities during this time of year. I mean, you just said it great with the when you looking for inventory. When I'm looking for real estate deals. It's like the optimal time. The Santa Claus rally in the stock market, optimal time. But people looking to exit the market to buy gifts and stuff like that for family and friends, and I'm looking to jump in because those Santa Claus rallies at the end of the year, that'll give you about 5, 6%, sometimes even 100% if you're in the right stock, individual stock. Well, those are the things I care about. You know, uh, Getting a gift on a certain day is not that important to me. Like I was explaining to the lady at the appointment, I said, why should I wait for somebody to tell me to buy my significant other's gifts when I can buy it any day of the week? Why would I consume my time so much to make sure that I make this day perfect? And then so that's just really my philosophy on it. But yeah, you get more opportunities, well, not more opportunities, you get better opportunities because people just not paying attention. This time of year or the holiday season time of year is most important to you. Don't make that excuse for your future. Don't say, oh, the reason why I don't have is because I did X, Y, and Z for these holidays. It's you got to do the thing that's most important for your goals and how you want your life to be set up in the future. So If during the holidays, keeping the tradition going, if that's most important to you, great. But just don't use that as an excuse on why you can't maybe hit the retirement age, why you sleeping on your kid's couch. Whatever excuse you're gonna come up with why it don't happen, don't let that be the reason for excuse because you wanted to hold a tradition. So that's how I'll leave it with that.
Yeah, I mean, going into the holidays, I've always, and not just for the holidays, in life in general, I've always had the mindset that I'm not going to allow anyone or anything to dictate, what I have to do, to take away my sense of, me having control over something. I've gone as far as to say, if there's someone at my house that I don't even that whether they're family or friends or anything, if they piss me off, you're gone. I won't allow a holiday to dictate what my actions are going to be around this season, what I have to do or what I'm expected to do or what society says you have to do. And I think that's where everybody falls into the trap, is where I see a lot of people, they feel like they are completely obligated. Like, I've had the conversation with people complaining about their finances, like deep debt, like it's killing them. I mean, so bad that like I've talked to one lady that said she was behind on her rent because she went and spent like 8 grand on her kids for Christmas. And her kids are like, I mean, her kids are so young, like they're probably not even gonna like remember the stuff that she did for them. I told her like if you give up the holidays, like you won't have to like if you don't feel like you have to give your kids stuff and spend all this money, you'll have more control over your life. But people just feel like, oh shoot, the holidays came. I now have to do this. Like there is no exception. I have to do this. And that just sets people back every single time. Like you cannot allow anything to dictate how your life is going to be. You have to be the one to make the decision. Just like you said, don't be the one to later on say, or give the excuse of, oh, because I did all this for you for the holidays that, now I have to come and move in with you or whatever. Take control over your own life. I've always had that mindset. Like, don't allow anything to put you in an uncomfortable spot in life just because society says you have to do it. No, be the one that's in control of your own life. Whether you want to celebrate them or not, be the one that's in control and capable of having everything in order and not getting run over by some holiday that society says you have to follow. I mean, these people, I mean, and that's the crazy one, is just seeing these people go above and beyond for their kids that literally are not going to remember shit or don't even need it. I mean, like people buying their kids like $1,500 iPhones and they're 6 years old. Blows my mind. I mean, it's insane.
Yeah, it's and people don't get it confused. I'm not oh I mean people might look at this and say, oh, because they got a little money, then now they don't want to spend. No, I stopped celebrating Christmas when I was 12 years old. And it's for the exact reasons that Alex just said. I asked my mom, how do we afford to have Christmas? Because I knew a little bit about her finances, not enough. But and then she explained the process, how she borrowed money so she can afford to give us Christmas. Then she spend the rest of the year paying it back to rinse and repeat and do it again. I didn't have the answer, but I knew it was something wrong. And I knew it didn't make sense. And then when I was 12, that's when I said, let's not do this again. I mean, of course, my brothers didn't have the same aspect and thought process of it, so she still did it for them, but she didn't have to do it for me anymore. And but that only lasted a couple more years, and then my brothers they was older or they moved out. But that was the concept behind it is stop. Why do something that's going to put this hindrance on you, and then now you got to work extra hours and you're spending all your time working just to pay back something that, and let's be honest, these kids they play with it for about a month or so, and then it's in the trash or it's broken or it's sitting in the closet and not being used. So you're sacrificing. And the lady you was talking about, Case, you sacrificing maybe getting evicted from your place for one day, for one day event. And the kids, for the most part, they're not gonna cherish it because they figure, oh, it's Christmas. I'm supposed to get this stuff. So they're not recognizing the hardship that you got to go through to make it happen because kids just don't ask that question, or parents don't share financial information with kids, so they think, oh, mom just got it, it's all good. But just think, if she get evicted, so why did you get evicted? Oh, because I had to pay for Christmas. You know how crazy that sounds? I got evicted so I can make sure my kids had Christmas. It's the silliest thing on earth. But I digress. But
Yeah.
that's my thoughts on it.
With that said, guys, let us know what you do around these times. Don't forget to like this video, share, subscribe, and we'll see you guys on the next one.